Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on the Zoom platform and wherever else you're tuning in from, one of our social media platforms. We're going to be starting here soon. Hey, Norman, how's it going, man? How's Thanksgiving? How's the weather? How's
It,
California treating you?
it was good, man. It was good. Check that, Thomas. I was okay. I was in we went to Panama
Hmm.
to celebrate Thanksgiving and my mother's 70th birthday. So
Oh,
it was an
nice.
awesome trip for 10 days and we just got back yesterday.
Happy birthday to her. So, yeah,
Thank you.
it's great. All right, we have people coming in saying hi, Norman. Let us know where you're tuning from. Hopefully, everybody in the audience here had a great Thanksgiving with family and friends. There's a lot of things to be thankful for, especially during these holidays and just in general, just in life. I don't think there's only one specific day that you have to be thankful. It's every day, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so today, Norman, you're bringing in information on how to use your current database with tax resolution. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Is it tax resolution that you're going to
Tax
be doing?
planning.
Or tax
Tax planning.
planning.
Tax
I'm sorry
advisory.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
tax planning. I know that's usually a number one topic that we get. What's the difference between tax planning and tax preparation? So, so that today you're going to be talking a little bit about that, and I know you have a little surprise for everybody, and at the end you have an incentive to work with you. So. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I think we're 2 minutes in, so if you're ready, we can get started. I'm gonna do a quick introduction. Welcome everybody. My name is Vicente here with Latino Tax Pro Sales Manager, and today we have our good friend Norman Dodge. Today he's bringing in information on tax planning and tax uh
Advisory.
s-
Advisory.
I'm sorry, tax advisory.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably it's all that turkey that ate and still eating. Sorry about that. Um, Welcome everybody, and Norman, if you don't mind introducing yourself to our audience, to our friends that don't know you or may have known you or seen you, because you have been at the fest and have been exhibiting at the fest, and we've done a couple
Yeah.
webinars, and not just this past fest, but you've been with us. I want to say since the beginning or early or around there in the early times when we started. So you've been a big supporter of ours as well, and that's why we're here today to bring out this information. So if you don't mind introducing yourself to our audience, let them know a little bit about yourself, what to expect, and what to expect in this webinar. And while you do that, then we'll go over some brief housekeeping rules while you get your presentation up.
Of course. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Norman Dodge. As Vicente mentioned, I am a 20 years expert in tax law. I've been doing tax planning for over 20 years. I first started as an investment banker with Wells Fargo. Then I went home to Merrill Lynch as a stockbroker, financial advisor. And then I joined New York Life as an investment planner. And then I became independent. I created my own company. And I've been providing tax planning, tax advisory services for business owners. I would like to present to you a framework that I created that will help you not only help your clients save money on taxes, but also it will help you transform your life to make the kind of money you always dream to make. The intention of the presentation is both informational and it's a self presentation. Okay, I'm going to walk you through first my process, how I became where I am today. And then I'm going to present to you the framework, the same framework that I went through, that you'll be able to go through and be successful. So whenever we're ready, I'll be ready to start.
Yeah, go ahead and bring up your presentation up and everybody, if you have any questions, you can feel free to submit them. And if you're here on the Zoom platform, use the Q&A section so we don't miss any questions. Also, if you're on any of our social media platforms, you can go ahead and use the chat box. If you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, either one, I'll read out the questions at the end of the presentation. But as of now, Norman, if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started. Floor is all
Okay.
yours.
Thank you. You see the screen, right? Right.
Yes, yes, I can see the screen.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's in the meeting. So how to make $3 million in tax advisory services with your current client in the next 12 months without having to spend time and money in social media to acquire new high paying clients. Listen, all over social media, you see people calling themselves experts, telling you that you should go out there and start pursuing some people who are being willing and able to pay you the dollar amount that you want to charge them for tax advisory. Let me tell you the truth. You don't have to be out there trying to look for a new client. You already have the client. Okay. You already have the client. What you need to do is you need to present your client a framework. Okay. So through this presentation, I'm going to share with you exactly what I went through for 20 years and become successful as I am. Now, what 3 million? Because believe it or not, those people who know me in the industry, okay, for the past 18 years, I have been able to make over $3 million in income with just 10 clients, what I call A and B clients, okay? So you don't have to have a large book of business to make that kind of money. You just need to understand how the framework works, present it to your client, and be able to execute it. Okay? So let's continue. During this presentation, again, I'm going to talk to you about how you can make the $3 million using a tax framework. Okay? I created a software, but what I'm presenting to you is actually a framework. Okay? I'm having trouble here with my thing. Who is this for? This is for individuals who already have a business, an accounting, tax preparation, who's an insurance agent, or financial advisor. People who are really ready to transform their life and their business into a higher level. This is not for people who are afraid to take their business to the next level. Because believe it or not, I have met so many people in this industry that they could be doing a lot more than what they're doing, but they don't have the confidence in themselves to do it. So they're afraid and they don't move forward. So my framework is going to help you break that down and be able to become successful as you move forward. If you stay until the end, I'm going to share with you exactly who are the people who are going to help you make over $5 million within your book of business. Okay. It's not really complicated. It's not difficult at all. You'll be able to see and understand why it's so important. Why am I qualified? I mentioned already, I'm over 20 years experience in this financial service industry. I'm a registered investment advisor. I consider myself a tax law expert. There's nothing that I know about the tax code and the sections within the IRS. I've been able to put this in practice all those years. I have kept track of all my savings for my client, over $370 million, including 2024 of tax savings that I made for my client. Now, why this number? Because believe it or not, Americans, especially business owners, overpay the IRS by $26 billion. $26 billion, that's how much money business owners overpay the IRS. And unfortunately, it happens because accounting is a broad field, okay? And within accounting, there's a specialized uh, 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 there's a specialized technique called tax planning. So not all people who are CPAs or accountants or tax preparers understand that the a specific of tax planning is what the really is where the real money is at. You can continue to do what you've been doing, but you're never going to reach the 7 figures or 8 figures if you do not do tax planning. Imagine 6 months from now, okay, having a thriving business and financial freedom that you always dream for. Okay, guess what? The 3% tax planning framework is going to take you there. That's going to be the tool that you are going to be able to need to use or maximize to take you to the style of life that you would like to have. That's the life that I have today. I spend a lot of time with my family. We travel a lot. And now, and it has been because of the framework of tax planning. So I'm going to be able to walk you through the process and for you to see how you can become as successful as I am, or more successful than I am, because more than likely you have more clients than I do on your book of business. So again, I'm going to be repeatedly addressing this point, how to make the $3 million in the next 12 months with your current clients. So don't get bored when you see it, okay? So all the things that I tried, listen, I have tried so many different things throughout my career. All kinds of things, all kinds of tax planning software out there. I have bought all of them, and I have practiced with them, and it's just been very difficult. And what I find out was that most of the tax planning software were created by accountants. So the perspective is only compliance accounting. The typical, put money in your 401k, or spend money on this and that, and equipment and inventory to reduce your taxes. So it's not as sophisticated as my background is. So it became very frustrating for me. So I needed to create something new that was going to take me to a different level. So this is the new opportunity for you. The 3% tax planning software framework. Let me give you a little background. So I was a top producer I was a top producer as an investment banker with Wells Fargo Bank, a top financial advisor, and a top with Merrill Lynch, and a top financial planner with New York Life. I mentioned that briefly. Now, none of these companies ever gave me the opportunity to practice legally what I wanted to practice, which is taxation. And the reason why, it was because I was captive. So if you work for somebody, you're never going to be able, when I say for somebody, I mean with a company, you're never going to be able to actually maximize your income through tax advisory services, because how these companies are. So once I left New York Life, I became a registered investment advisor. I created my corporation Dash Capital. I also created Vera Tributum software company, and I created the 3% Tax Truth software company. Through this process, I became a multimillionaire. That is what I had to do in order for me to live the life that I have today. Now, what were my desires? As I said, I wanted to provide tax advisory services, and my needs were dentists and physicians. Okay, my external issue was that it was extremely difficult to speak to these people. Okay, every time I tried to do business with a dentist, they would introduce me to their CPA, and the CPA shut down anything that I was trying to do with their client. Okay, now my internal wall or issue, that as hard as I tried to get them to speak with me, what I did, I just could not earn their trust or for them to become my client. And it was because they always rely on their CPA, all right? So no matter what I said to them, they always will go back to their CPA, and it was difficult for me to earn their trust. Now, I started investing tens of thousands of dollars through seminars, sponsoring dentists and physicians events, golf tournaments. I mean, a lot of money I started to invest, trying to get these people to do business with me. And then yet it was still difficult. It was still difficult for me to do business with these people because they just didn't trust me. Then I had an epiphany. Then I realized that my problem was not my experience nor my level of knowledge. It was just the fact that I did not have a framework. I did not have a vehicle for these people so they could see themselves in a path of continued success. That was the key. I was focusing on products. I was focusing on fear. Oh, do this, because if you don't do that, what's going to happen to your family. I was out there selling what I was trained by these companies, and yet those was not a framework. They were just product. I was just pushing products, right? Oh, invest in Wall Street, so that way you 30, 40 years from now, you have your retirement. I was pitching all this stuff It was just products, right? So once I realized that I needed a framework, a vehicle, that's when the Tax Truth tax planning software vehicle came through. Okay. I started focusing on establishing partnership with CPAs or tax person, and then clients, their clients and others. Then once I created a framework and the clients were able to see where I was planning to take them, they started to convey on me their frustration with their own CPA. Okay. They started telling me how their CPA would just tell them, hey, pay this bill, right? Or they would tell them, hey, well, you're already making all this money. Why are you complaining about paying taxes? Okay. So once I realized that there was a gap between the client and their CPA, right? Then I say, okay, let me do this. Let me create the framework. I will present to you and the CPA a clear path to success. And as soon as I did that, I became extremely successful. All of my clients now, they come from referrals, either from another client, from an existing client, or from the CPA, right? And all of my clients do not pay taxes, not one penny whatsoever. And it's all legal because the framework that I have has over 120 tax strategies, advanced sophisticated tax strategies that help business owners reduce taxes tremendously. 2 weeks ago, I got a client with a tax bill of $1.2 million. Okay. It was early November. I advised the client what they needed to do in November in order for me to help them wipe out that tax bill in December before the year end. Okay. Legally. So what I do is anytime I get a new client, I advise the client to introduce me to their CPA and introduce me as their new tax advisor. So I bring the tax advisor in, I bring all the advisors that the client has, and I present myself as the expert in tax advisory or tax planning. I'm not trying to be the hero. I just trying to tell them that I'm on behalf of the client, right? We need to collaborate together in order to make the client successful. So that is part of my process. So I went from struggling to get dentists and physicians as client, spending tens of thousands of dollars annually on events, sponsorships, expensive seminars, coaching fees, and now getting 100% of my clients through referrals. You're going to be able to do the same. Okay. My point here, you need to start with whoever is your current client right now. That's who you need to start with. Once you start with them and you become a master of what you're doing with your client, then you can explore to bring more people in if you want to. But I will tell you this, and this is what I tell my clients: unless you're planning to die tomorrow, you're going to need me to do your tax planning every year, because every year you're making money. So if you're making money every year, guess what? You're going to have to pay taxes if you don't plan. So my point to you is, once you master this, you're really you're not going to need more clients, because on a yearly basis, your clients are going to pay you for tax advisory every year. So just keep that in mind. Now, the tax advisory service framework is this: create the 3% tax planning software, teach others how to use the software, provide one-on-one advanced and sophisticated tax advisory coaching, sell the operating cost model for A and B clients, and offer direct implementation contract payout plus bonus. What does this mean? I have two different offers. One offer is for financial advisors or insurance agents who want to stay independent. Okay. I have a package for them, and I have a package for accountants, okay, or tax preparers, or anybody who want to come under me. Now, let me share something with you that is crucial for you to understand. Tax advisory is more than just providing tax advice on how not to pay taxes legally. Tax advisory composes the creation of the tax of the risk assessment, showing the client the potential risk of paying taxes. It also takes part on the implementation, the creation and implementation of an annual tax plan that you're going to be implementing on a monthly basis. Then also, it takes part on the implementation of certain strategies that is going to help the client not pay taxes in the future. Why? Because most people trying to identify tax savings for clients and then putting money in 401k plan where there's no control, putting money on syndications where there's no control, right? Or putting money on equipment and inventory where then later it becomes a waste, okay? You need to understand that a huge part of becoming a tax advisor is to teach the client the importance of life insurance. Listen, I'm not talking about life insurance about death or fear of not leaving something for your family. I am talking about how the wealthiest people in this country use life insurance to not pay taxes. And this is what I mean. Anytime you help somebody save money on taxes, there's the consequences of that. And the biggest consequences of not paying taxes is access to credit. Banks will not give you credit unless you show your tax returns. And if you show your tax return, you better be paying taxes in order to get that credit, either for a car or for real estate. Now, why is this so important for you to understand? Because the federal government provides two type of banking licenses. One is a federal license, and the other one is a state license. Every single bank who has a federal license cannot provide credit to individuals without tax returns, period. There's no way around that. So the number one ally for the federal government, for the IRS, to ensure people pay taxes are the banks. Simple as that. The other license is a state license. A bank with a state license can provide you credit without tax returns, but you need to provide what is called average deposits. And typically the interest rate is much higher than credit. So why is it so important for you to have your insurance license? Because when you teach your client how not to pay taxes legally, then you need to teach your client how to finance their life in the future, how to finance the real estate investment themselves, okay? And the only way they can do that is through life insurance. When the life insurance policy is specifically structured for tax planning purposes, the client is going to be able to shelter the money that you helping them save from taxes into life insurance. That's where the code 7702 comes into play. When you structure 7702 properly, the client is going to be able to finance the entire life without the need of a bank. So that is so important for you to get a direct implementation contract, because that way you can also get paid in the implementation of life insurance policies, okay? So now, for over 20 years of experience, $1 million that I invested on the creation of the software, I discovered the hard way, okay? But because you're here today, you get the easy way. You don't have to do that. I already did all of that for you. So let's walk you through the 3 secrets of tax advisory services, okay? Secret number 1, tax advisory services framework. How to make the $3 million in tax advisory in the next 12 months with your current client without spending time and money in social media to get new clients. Tax secret number 2, tax plans. You do not have to be a CPA, a college graduate, or a tax law expert to create a tax plan. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Secret number three, new high paying client. I mentioned it before. Your book of business is your mind. What you need to decide is what type of mineral do you want to extract from your mine? Is it silver? Is it gold? Is it diamond? You do that, you will become rich. You will make multiple millions of dollars on a yearly basis with no issues. So there's no need for you to be pursuing new clients when you already have a book of business. So let's walk through the secrets, okay? The tax advisor is framework secret number one. You purchase the 3% tax planning software. You learn how to use the software. You get a one-on-one advanced and sophisticated tax strategies coaching. Buy the operating cost model for A and B clients, and get direct implementation contract payout. That is the framework for the secret number one. After paying money, I mean tens of thousands of dollars using 5 different tax planning software, I realized that I needed to make a sacrifice and invest in the creation of my own tax planning software. And so I made a decision to act on it. But then I had an epiphany. I asked myself, Norman, in addition to creating your own tax planning software, why don't you create a framework that will help CPAs and others help their client save money on taxes? So initially, my thought was just for me, but then I realized, as I mentioned, that I needed to have the opportunity, create an opportunity for others to do the same thing that I do. Again, push the 3% tax planning software, learn how to use it, get the one-on-one advanced and sophisticated tax strategy coaching, buy the operating cost model for A and B clients, and get direct implementation contract payout. Successful story. I have multiple people that I've been working with prior to launching today. I have a big time CPA out of Texas. He's doing right now about $8 million. I taught him how to use his own book of business. I have Maida here, a tax preparer. Also, she has over 1,500 clients, if I'm not mistaken. I also train her how to use her book of business. And I have Claude, an insurance agent. This guy deals with a lot of business owners. I help him understand how to create the framework for his client and then for himself, and they all become successful. Claude is doing around $2 million right now, $2.2 million. That's the money that he's making currently for 2024. Who this work? Who this work for? Like I said, CPAs, accountant, tax preparer, business owners, EAs, insurance agents, financial advisor. I don't have anybody who has come to me from a different industry who want to learn this right now. I don't have anybody like that, but I know in the industry, I hear all kinds of companies and social media uh, attracting people who never done any of this before to start learning how to do tax advisory and make money that way. I don't have anybody like that right now. Okay, secret number two, you do not have to be, as I mentioned. What you need to do is you need to use the software, learn how to create your first tax plan, learn how to price your tax plan advisory services, and learn how to internally promote your new services to your current client. Listen, I'm going to teach you exactly how you need to create your tax plan. I'm going to teach you how to price it. Let me tell you this. As a head start, you should not charge less than $6,000 per tax plan. You should not charge less than that. The client can either pay you a one-time fee of $6,000, or you can charge $500 a month for it. But you should not charge less than that. Okay. um, after working with various people about the tax plan, I realized I needed to create the framework, like I mentioned before. But I wanted to create something that is user friendly. Let me share this with you, people. The software is so advanced that when you capture a new prospect and the prospect says that he would like to work with you, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a risk assessment for that individual. Okay. It's going to give you some information. You're going to tell it, hey, yeah, I can create this. And what's going to happen is the framework for the risk assessment is going to generate the number of strategies at the personal level and the number of strategies at the business level. And each of those strategies is going to generate a dollar amount that will represent a tax savings. Okay. When you give the person the report only going to show the number of strategies and the dollar amount and the future growth of that savings. Okay. But it's not going to give the details of that risk assessment because you want the individual to pay you for that risk assessment. Okay. I charge currently $5,000 for each risk assessment. Now, if the client decides to move forward with me, then what I do is I send him another engagement letter where then I charge, this is what I charge right now. I charge $30,000 for the tax plan for the year. Okay. I implement all the strategies that I'm supposed to implement and anything related to life insurance. Actually, I get compensated on that as well. But I save tremendous amount of dollar to the client. Now, the software is going to generate all the tax strategies that you need within the tax plan based on the answers or the question that the client provided to you. So you don't have to break your brain to come out and figure out what tax strategy you should use for the client. Because I wanted this to be so user friendly for you that you don't have to be who I am with my level of expertise. Now, you're gonna be able to add additional strategies or remove some strategies as you feel fit. Okay, but the software is so advanced that it's gonna help you make these very this transition very easily. Again, these are the framework for the secret number 2. I just want to pass forward so that way we can maximize the time. The new paying clients, again, you don't have to go through that issue or pursuing new client. I will continue to repeat this. You already have your book of business. Just learn how to deal with your client. Something that I hear on social media that really, really bothers me a lot. When I hear people saying, oh, you need to get rid of your client so that way you can focus on clients who are going to pay you the most. Listen, when I hear people say that, the reason it bothers me is because it tells me they don't know how hard it was for you as a tax preparer, as a CPO, as an accountant, to get all these clients when you started. Now these clients been with you for years. They have provided you a lifestyle that you are appreciative of them. You are friends to many of them, even though you don't make a lot of money off of them. So it bothers me. So for me, I would rather say, no, don't do that. Help the client as much as you can, learning the software, learning the framework, right? Take them to another level because they're going to take you to a higher level than you are right now. Okay. And like I said, once you master the framework, then go out there and try to get more business. And that way you're going to be able to grow, right? You're going to be able to hire new employees and grow the business. But don't walk away for the people who have feed you all these years, who have fed you all these years as your clients, even though you're not making a lot of money off of them. All right. So that is my point of view, my humble point of view, when it comes to people preaching that you should get rid of those low paying clients. I'm going to move forward here again. Direct implementation. So listen, I have an insurance agency. accountants who would like to come under me, right now, we are paying 87.5% on commission on all the production that you generate for your client. I remember my time at New York Life, all the money that I was bringing to the company, I was only getting paid 55%. So because of that, I didn't want to do the same thing for the people who come to my agency. If you sign with my agency, you can do your advisory services on your own. That'll be your priority. But if you come under my agency, I'm going to be able to pay you 87.5% on all your production. Get one-on-one advanced and sophisticated tax strategy coaching. Listen, you cannot treat all your clients the same. They're all different, okay? When you have a business owner who is generating in revenue over $500,000, you need to treat this guy, this client differently. They need more sophisticated type strategies. They need more what do you call personalized treatment. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. 90% of my clients are dentists. Okay, I have business owners, I have all the type of industry, but 90% of my clients are dentists. And these dentists, man, these people are so sensitive. They feel themselves super special. So guess what? I need to treat them super special. Why? Because they have to pay a lot of taxes, and because they have to pay a lot of taxes, I become their hero, their personal hero, because I'm helping them not pay these taxes to the IRS. And in return, I'm making the kind of money that I'm making. So when I provide to you that sophisticated advances in sophisticated tax strategy coaching, it's for you to learn how to take yourself to a higher level. Okay, so it'll be important for you to learn that. I'm going to pass forward here. So let me ask you a question. How do you feel this far on the information that I provided to you? Okay. I forgot that I'm mute. Can you hear me? All right. So Vincent, are you there? Vicente, are you there? So here what you're going to get when you invest in yourself on the framework, okay? You're gonna get the 2% tax true tax planning framework. This is what you're going to be able to get on the software. Instant tax saving reports, client focus and client focused dashboard. So you're going to have your own dashboard, and the client also going to have their own dashboard. No one in the industry has this. Listen, what I've created is not improvement of what is in the industry. I have created something totally new and superior than what it is in that we currently find in the industry today. All power about tax strategy and suggestion. All powered tax strategy suggestion with Lexi. So this Lexi is the AI that we're using that's going to help us expedite the tax plan for our client. Automated strategies documentation. One of the things that I wanted to have for us is the ability for the client to upload documents, the tax return, the P&L, anything that we need to better help our client to provide the services. Efficient proposals generation and seamless compliance and reporting. Now, the problem that this will solve is it's going to help you and your client not to overpay taxes anymore. And it's going to help you, and it's going to be your vehicle to take you to the financial freedom that you have been seeking for. Listen, I know people who has been in this industry for so long, and, and most of them had never reached $500,000. Now, they have had the life that they had, but they have never been able to reach the $500,000. Listen, I guarantee you, if you, actually, I won't say if you, once you master the framework, there's no way that you cannot make $3 million with the clients that you have today. There's no way. Something wrong will have to be happening for you to not be able to make that $3 million. Because if I do that with 10 clients, okay, 10 clients, that's how much I do. Now, I'm going to share something with you that I just want for you to understand. You don't have to do that, but you can. So I charge for the risk assessment. I charge for the tax plan. I get paid on the implementation, but I also, when I find a complex client with a very, very tough situation, I also charge a percentage, typically 20% of the tax save. So the client that I just mentioned to you that had a 1.2 million dollars in tax bill, I charge him an additional 20% on that. So you can do the calculation there. So you have to do that, right? But I just telling you, once you master the framework, you should be able to charge the way I charge, because you're going to be in a position of control. You're going to be in a position of respect. The client is going to respect you so much that he and she is going to be willing and able to pay you that amount. And the reason they're going to be able to pay you that amount is because they has been with the same CPA for 5, 10, 15 years. And every year they've been paying a lot of money in taxes. So when you're able to walk in and say to that person, give me your tax returns, give me your P&L, analyze that P&L, and say to that client, if you follow the law, if you follow these strategies, you are not going to pay taxes legally. That person is going to pay you the dollar amount that you charge these people, that you want to charge these people. But again, you first need to master the framework. This is what you're going to get. Okay, so as part of the framework, you're going to get the software. I spent over $1 million to create this software. Also, you're going to get the onboarding call to learn how to use the software. Now, let me give you a tip here. The numbers that you see in red represent what I invested. And the numbers you see in green is the revenue that you will create if you follow the framework, okay? So a total value of 1.6 billion, the tax software plus the coaching has a total value of $1.6 million. You're also going to need an advanced and sophisticated tax strategy coaching. Again, I had calculated that's going to cost me about $1 million, $1 million to coach you on this. Operating cost model for A and B client. Listen to this. The operating cost model is such a tremendous model that is going to help generate $6 million with the A and B client. But how much you will get paid of that? If you learn how to implement the operating cost model for A and B clients, it's going to generate you about $5.2 million in income. I'm not BSing you. I am telling you how great this thing is. I just did a case. Let me put this into perspective. I just did a case for a dentist down in Southern California for $840,000 in insurance premium. Okay. I use this for because we invested in real estate. Okay. That's just only one client that I did this. I charge him for the assessment. I charge him for the um, tax plan. I charge him 20% on the tax save that I did for him. And I also charge him, well, actually, I got compensated on the insurance piece. Okay. So that $6 million right there it represents insurance premiums. Okay. So the total value of the framework is $13 million over $13 million in value. That's how much this framework represents in total value. Now, the true cost of inaction, meaning the true cost of you not taking action on this offer that I have for you guys, is actually over $5 million in cost. Why? Because one part is the advisory fees, and the other part is the insurance premiums, okay, or compensation. But this is not a cost, this is an investment, right? So what I have for you is this. You can see why this is a good deal for $45,000, correct? But $45,000 is the fee for accountants, okay? The fee for advisors is actually $65,000. That is the cost of the investment on the framework. If you were to buy the framework as an accountant, or if you were to buy the framework as an advisor or an insurance agent who's independent of me. Okay. Now, but you can get started today or now for just $35,000 today. What you need to do is you will have to go to this website, and in the website you're going to be able to request a demo if you want to as well. Again, this is the total value, but for this first 10 people, okay, a fact action bonus, I'm doing I believe it's a 33% discount. Or $30,100. That would be with the discount, the total cost for today. If you go to this, if you scan this QR code, you're gonna be able to take advantage of that bonus. And it's only for the first 10 people, and it's only up to today. Any questions? Vicente, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, yeah, this was a great presentation. Thank you, Norman. I think it's a lot of great information. On the comments here, it's we're getting a lot of information. We like what we hear, and one of the questions is, whom do we communicate to learn? Is that with you? Do you have team members? Let me turn on my camera.
Yeah, I cannot see.
Yeah, so they want to know who they
Should
need
I
to
stop
communicate with.
sharing?
Yeah, if you like, but
Okay, first
uh,
of all, when you use the QR code, right, and request the
oh,
demo is gonna
you're
come either
cutting
to
off a
me
little bit.
or one of my team members. Okay, but more than what? Yeah, what was that?
You were cutting off a little bit.
I didn't hear you.
You were cutting off.
Okay, I'm
You were
sorry. Can you
buffering.
hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
Hello. All right. When you use the QR code and you go in and request a demo, I'm going to be providing you the demonstration. And by the way, I failed to mention this from the beginning. Today, we went live. This is the first live event of the new framework. Okay. And because of that, I wanted to do the demo. I want to do it myself. So I want to be the person you deal with once you acquire uh, the uh, the framework. Okay. Once you purchase it, I'm going to be the one who's going to teach you everything that you need to. And as we move forward and as I start growing, then I'm going to have my team members start dealing with new clients.
Awesome. So basically, your answer to that is if you wanna learn more or want a demo to contact you,
Yes.
and what's
Oh,
your contact
well,
information? Do you ha
actually, right here, they need to go to the website. Okay. You go here, and the website, you're going to schedule the demo. And the demo, I'm going to receive your information on my inbox, and that's when we schedule. Okay.
Okay, so there's no phone number that they can contact you to or email?
Yeah.
Just,
Right
just
here.
go straight to the website. All right. So everybody here has the information. If you want to jot it down, I'm gonna put that in the chat box as well. Um, yeah, any other remarks or any other questions for Norman, please let us know. Okay, so here we go. It says I like the information, but I'm not ready to commit for or the $30,000 commitment. So there is a special that Norman is running. Did you mention a 33%, right?
Yes. Actually, let me go back here. Remember, I was mentioning to you, Vicente, prior
Hmm.
to starting,
Hmm.
we ran into a glitch in the system. So right here, this $30,000, there's an additional discount that is going to go. Unfortunately, we were not able to create it. Somehow something happened in the system, but the additional discount is going to drop this to $25,000. Okay, but because you were on this call. When you're ready, you just let us know, right? And we're going to honor that discount. So I apologize, but something happened in the system. We had a glitch. We cannot create the additional discount. Okay.
Yeah, technology is great when it works.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, there is times where glitches happen. The good thing about all of that is that, we're able to track this information. And when you're ready to talk to Norman and get a demo and see if this is what you want to invest in, uh, Norman is going to be honoring that price. So for that information, again,
You,
I'm sorry.
you said for that you keep the list, right? The register, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Everybody and anybody that
Can you
registered.
if you provide me the list of the people who registered
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
today?
Yeah, we
Exactly. We're gonna
we
be honoring that additional discount.
yeah, definitely we could talk about that uh once we're done with the presentation. But yeah, so if anybody else has any other questions for Norman, feel free to reach out to him directly or comment if you're following us in any of the platforms. Um, you leave us a comment like contact me or anything like that, and we'll make sure to loop in Norman so he can reach out to you guys directly. His contact information can also be found here on the screen. I don't see any other questions coming in or anything like that. Neither in any of my streams. Um, cool. So, any closing remarks, Norman, as we approach here the bottom of the hour?
Yes. So obviously, I mentioned the idea was for me to present to you why tax advisory is a field that you should pursue. Now, if you want to get a demo how the software works, just go to the website and schedule a demo. And we will provide you a demo how the process, how the entire process works on the website, on the software works.
Perfect.
So just schedule a demo, go to the 3%taxtrue.com and schedule a demo, and then that will be like the second phase of this.
Perfect. Thank you, Norman. And there you have it, folks. If you want to go ahead and schedule a demo, you can definitely go to www dot was it 3% taxtruths.com? Is that the
Yes,
one they go to or Dodge
yes.
Capital?
No, the 3% tax
Okay, yeah. So it'll be
truth.
3% taxtruths.com. Yeah, so go ahead and if this is something that you're interested in and want to invest in, definitely check out Norman's demo and go from there. But I think at this point, Norman, are you going to be doing one more of these, or is this it? Do you have
No, yeah, we're gonna continue to schedule and continue to present this. Like I said, this
when
is
is
our
the
first
next one?
one.
Hmm.
We schedule it for, was it December 11th?
December 11th.
Yeah,
That'll be next Wednesday. So,
yeah.
if you guys want to jump in again into a recap or refresh it, jump in next week with Norman and myself, or maybe myself. Um, but regardless, Norman will be here. If you have any other questions before then, as I mentioned, you can definitely let us know. Norman's going to be reaching out to you guys directly. Other than that, Norman, we reached the bottom of the hour. Oh, we have two more questions before we go.
Yeah.
Okay, not necessarily questions, but information. It says I'm going to do the demo. Awesome. So we have somebody that's going to go do the demo, and Stephanie says thank you.
Okay,
So
good.
thank you everybody for tuning in today. Thank you, Norman, for your information. We're looking forward to next week as well and have a little bit more information.
Okay.
Anybody else, definitely let us know. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Again, happy holidays and hopefully everybody has a great rest of their day. Thank you, Norman. Have a good